Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Q with the unpopular opinion tonight. And if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube page, to this video, to this podcast. It would be greatly appreciated. And if there's any topics that you would like to have me discuss on this podcast, please comment below in the comment section, and I will definitely take it into consideration. Tonight's topic is about Colin Kaepernick and Dave Chappelle to receive Harvard's W.E.B. DuBois Medal. Now, what is mind-boggling to me is I don't understand exactly why Dave Chappelle is receiving this award. Now, Colin Kaepernick, I understand why he is receiving this award, but I don't understand why Dave Chappelle is doing it, why Harvard is giving him this award. But I want to give you a little bit of background information about what this award is and who can possibly get the award. So let me start with an article that I have pulled up on my phone right now from the Hollywood Reporter. It goes on to say the former NFL quarterback and comedian are among 8 recipients being honored on October 11th for their contributions to Black history and culture. Former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick and comedian Dave Chappelle are among 8 people being honored by Harvard University for their contributions to Black history and culture, the university announced Thursday. All 8 recipients of the W.E.B. DuBois Medal will be honored on October 11th by the Hutchins Center for African and African American Research at Harvard. The medal, now listen to this, because this is probably the most important part of this entire article, okay? Listen to this chunk right here. The medal honors those who have made significant contributions to African and African American history and culture, and more broadly, individuals who advocate for intercultural understanding and human rights in an increasingly global and interconnected world, the Hutchins Center said. Kaepernick, formerly of the San Francisco 49ers, created a firestorm when he began kneeling during the national anthem in 2016 to protest police brutality and social injustice. He has more recently been the centerpiece of an advertising campaign by Nike. Kaepernick has donated and helped raise millions of dollars for organizations fighting social injustice and founded the Know Your Rights Camp. Chappelle is a comedian, writer, and producer who has appeared in several movies, hosted his own show on Comedy Central, and earned a Grammy and 2 Emmys. The other honorees are Kenneth Chenault, chairman, and basically these are the other people who are, getting this award. And it goes on to say, emerging from a variety of backgrounds and professions, each represents the quest for knowledge, freedom of expression, and pursuit of truth that are foundational to Black history and culture, and that were foundational to Du Bois as a thinker and activist, said Henry Louis Gates, Jr., director of the Hutchins Center. Oh, well, there we have it. Mr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. is behind this debacle. What not really a surprise now why Dave Chappelle is getting this, but I'm going to tell you why I think Dave Chappelle should not be getting this award. And it's just a flat out, what has he done to be receiving this award? I mean, most of us have seen Dave Chappelle's skits, right? We've seen his comedy skits, and we've seen that most of them have been like derogatory events in the Black community that made white people laugh. Like, I don't know about y'all, but the skit about the crack scene, like when he had his face and he had like this white line by his nose, I was offended by that when I was a child when it first came out. And I'm still offended by it today, because guess who finds that the most funniest? His audience of white people. That's who finds that the most funniest. I don't know too many, like, once you consciously are aware of things and people can say, oh my gosh, it's just comedy, give it a rest. Well, it's not just comedy when it really did damage to Black communities. That wasn't just comedy. That was actually a realistic shot to our communities. And now he's being awarded for what exactly? And if you notice and paid close attention in that article, all it talked about was awards that he received and why, they said he has a Grammy and, he has like I believe 2 Grammys. And I'm like, what does that contribute to Black American, because I'm speaking as a Black American, and Dave Chappelle is also a Black American. How did that contribute? What does that exactly contribute to our culture and our history? Please tell me how. Like, if you disagree with this, please comment in the comment section and tell me, how is that? What did Dave Chappelle do to an extent of where he should be awarded a W.E.B. DuBois Medal Award? Do people not know who W.E.B. DuBois was? He would have found a lot of the things that Dave Chappelle said degrading, misleading, and downright buffoonery. So, and me personally, I don't find Dave Chappelle that funny. And I know people are going to say, oh my God, but that's not the point. But it is the point for me, because I don't find him that funny. He's not that funny. And also, to think that he is being awarded this award is just mind boggling. Now, again, I can understand why Colin Kaepernick is receiving this award. He actually put his neck on the line. He actually, went through something similar to the athletes that protested in the 60s with the, with what was going on then with the Black Panther Party. He is going through something very similar to that. He lost his job. He lost a lot of endorsements. And, I can understand why Colin Kaepernick is receiving this award. I can completely stand by that, and I completely get it. But Dave Chappelle, what exactly did he do? Like, what did he do where he deserves an award as such as a W.E.B. DuBois Medal Award? What? I just don't get it. And there was a skit where Dave Chappelle talked about how, a lot of Black people think I grew up in the hood, right? Like, I don't know if y'all ever saw that snippet of a comedy of his, is where he said a lot of Black people think I grew up in the hood, but I really didn't. I grew up in the suburbs, and, I was able to just play it off well enough that my white friends thought that I grew up, that I had the same money that they did, but I really didn't. Like, I was a line above from being in poverty. But he makes sure to note that to his white audience. Like, most of the people that support Dave Chappelle are white people. And there's Black people too, but most of the people are white people. Dave Chappelle wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for the audience of white people that are also supporting and standing behind him. And my thing is that a lot of his comedy is very, I think it's just, there's a point where these comedians have to be conscious about some of the things they say, especially in today's time. You have to be very cautious about some of the things you say, because what you may have been able to say 10 years ago doesn't fly now. Like, you're not able to do that and then think that there won't be backlash behind it. And though he said the crack jokes probably about, I'm estimating here probably about 7 or so years ago, it's the fact that it's still lingering, and that when white people hear this joke, they laugh. I've seen it. They will laugh. Like, and I'm just like, what is so funny? Like, it's not as funny when you see them laughing about a joke like that. Especially something that affected our communities, Black communities, the most in this country. That's where I just found it appalling. It's like Dave Chappelle made his money off of being degrading, not only to himself, but to his own community. And that's where I'm confused about him receiving this W.E.B. DuBois Medal Award. I don't think he should receive it. I think that he should kick rocks and blow bubbles, because the reality is, what has he done on a cultural, because this is the award that I guess awards cultural, cultural things. It awards, let me just quickly go back here to that little snippet that I said is very important. It said, who have made significant contributions to African and African American history and culture. Now, again, what has he done in a sense where it's historic, or where we would want to consider his comedic commentary as cultural? What he culturally did was put a spotlight on a very unfortunate and still very prevalent wound in our community. There's still the effects of those jokes that he made that still affects our community today. Like, there's people that are still locked up from the crack epidemic in our community. He made a mockery out of something that was very serious. That's something that should have been taken more seriously. And that's what I want to point out in this podcast tonight, is that what he did was throw the bone to white people, and they gnawed on it, and they still gnawing on it today. They're still gnawing on that crack joke today. He has not apologized for the joke, and that's fine. You don't have to. I actually like when people say what they say and, don't backtrack. That's perfectly fine. But I'm giving an unpopular opinion of that he should not receive this award. And again, these articles, I've read about 2 articles now where I'm trying to find out exactly why Dave Chappelle would be awarded with this award. Now, they go into emphasis why Colin Kaepernick will get the award, and you'll be like, okay, I can understand why he's receiving it. You really can understand why he's receiving it. But as far as Chappelle, it literally says Chappelle is a comedian, writer, and producer who has appeared in several movies, hosted his own show on Comedy Central, and earned a Grammy and 2 Emmys. Can anybody tell me, what does that mean exactly? What does that mean? If this is what they are awarding him for, is that he's a comedian, writer, producer who has appeared in several movies, hosted his own show on Comedy Central, and earned a Grammy and 2 Emmys. Well, I guess everybody that's a comedian, actor, entertainer that have received these awards and appeared in a couple of movies or so should be receiving this award. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand it. And I think it's appalling that Harvard, because I'm going to call them out too, and I'm also going to call out good old Henry Louis Gates. You a shady one, partner. You a shady one. It makes no sense to give Dave Chappelle this award at all. But I can tell you who I think should have gotten this award. I can tell you a few people who would have been a way more better possibility over Dave Chappelle. How about Michelle Alexander and that good book that she wrote, The New Jim Crow? Now that gave significant contribution to black culture, because it literally talked about the crack epidemic and everything that it did, and amongst other things, and how we are where we are with mass incarceration. Now, she could have gotten this award, and I would have been like, cool. Or let's say, who's another person that I could think of that would have, that should have gotten this award? Tommy Curry. His book, The Man Not. If you haven't heard of that book and haven't checked it out yet, please do. It's called The Man Not. It is a book that every black man and black woman and people, whoever, should read, because it talks about how black men aren't allowed to be victims, how we aren't allowed to be men, we're not allowed to be boys, and we're not allowed to be human. So we're really just some subspecies in this world. So I'm just saying, there is book authors that I would put in front of this award before Dave Chappelle. What Dave Chappelle did had absolutely nothing to do with nothing. So anyway, I'm in my last minute, guys. I just wanted to go on another little unpopular opinion about this. And if you agree, tell me why. If you disagree, tell me why. Please say it all in the comment section below. If you liked my commentary in this podcast, please share, like, and subscribe to this video, to this page. I would greatly appreciate it. And again, if you have any topics that you would like to discuss, that you would like to hear on this podcast, please let me know in the comment section, and I would greatly take it in consideration. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a good night.